And we're live, we're live, we're live. Just give me 2 seconds. I just get the background music down good and low, and hopefully everybody that is watching along can see, hear, and obviously follow along with myself, Chris Cole. This, my friends, is week number 1 of my live streaming setup. I'm currently geeking out on equipment, ways that I can go live. I'm geeking out in how I can produce a weekly show, just something like this, with a bit of background music, a bit of good content, a bit of regular updates from Chris and the world of what's going on in regards to Chris Cole and what I'm doing online. And of course, being totally open and transparent and honest with you, I'm building or seeking to build a community of like-minded followers. I'm seeking to inspire people. I'm seeking to help people. I'm hoping to bring out great content, great tutorials. I'm hoping to bring a whole host of stuff, live interviews. There's so much that I want to do as I explore what's possible with me in what I do. And as I can see at the moment, I have literally basically lost my main camera. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to move, or I'm going to get, and again, I suppose these things happen whenever you're online. What you need to do, if I can get, my webcam isn't showing. Now, that's interesting, and it's something that I will report to my webcam or to my software group, because my camera has been glitching. And basically what's been happening is my camera is coming off and going online, and then what happens is it just, for whatever reason, without me even touching it, it just freezes up. However, that aside, that's the joys of going live. Some people would panic, some people would absolutely flap and do one, but I've been online for quite some time, and what I want to do is lay out a bit of a format in regards to what's happening. My name, of course, is Chris Cole. I'm going to play, I'm going to come across to my lower third, and I'm from broadcastgeeks.com, or that's where you will find my content and obviously all the updates that I'm doing. This particular show, as I said, is going to be live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. UK time. So wherever you are in the world and whatever your time settings are, take it away from or add it to GMT, and it's 8 p.m. UK Tuesday evenings. What's coming from me in regards of this live stream? I've been online since 2009. I have created and launched multiple digital products, information products, affiliate marketing, list building, all of that good stuff. I've been doing that. However, I have fell to the wayside, or I have dropped out of the scene because of personal circumstances. Knocked me for six, basically. Took me right down to the point where I had no longer any interest in any form of business, any form of online endeavors. And now what's actually starting to happen is I'm getting a resurgence. I guess my passions are starting to come through. And in regards to my passions, it's exactly this. It's the live streaming. It's the bringing out the content. It's me testing. It's me tweaking. It's me finding out what works for me and what I enjoy doing. It's me just doing different things like this with the bit of music going on in the background, the live streaming, pushing content out there, trying to get the best visuals, trying to get the best audio, all of that good stuff. And if that's something that sounds of interest to you and something that you would like to either, well, hopefully follow along with, follow along my journey, tune in and see what I've got going on, because I'm going to be open and honest. I'm going to release and open, the doors basically to what I'm doing. So if you've got any questions, well, then what I want you to do, of course, is comment below this video wherever this video is currently displaying. You'll see I'm looking around as well as into the camera, and I also see that the camera, for whatever reason, has gone and frozen again. This is getting to be a bit buggy. It's getting to be a bit of a pain. However, we'll get there. I don't know why it's not doing it. My Logitech is also being seen as a source. However, what we will do is I'm going to go to one other source that I have, and this is part of the geeking out that I can do. Now, what I've got, or what I've currently got, is, give me a second, I'll go on to that. I've currently got my iPhone set up My iPhone is currently set up because what I was going to do was give you a guided tour around the office, and you'll see then basically I am totally wireless in regards of my my iPhone. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to the camera and push that camera out live if it will go for whatever reason. I am back on the camera, sorry. So giving you a guided tour of my office and what I've got going on. To my left, and in regards of equipment, I have my audio mixing desk, which is where I'm pushing out all of my audio, where the music is coming through. You can actually see it's a secondary iPhone that is connected to my sound service, which I'm going to show you. That's coming into one of the channels, and this particular microphone that we're currently using, this one here, is my Rode Procaster coming down via XLR and into my mixing desk. You'll see if you're hawk-eyed in the background, I also have a Blue Yeti Pro sitting there. Not a massive fan of it in comparison to this microphone, but it does have its uses. Another great piece of streaming equipment is a Stream Deck. I have a 15 button Stream Deck, and you'll see I have various buttons basically pre-programmed, set up, and Ecamm Live, as you can see, is the top left button. If I then show you in on my actual screen, you'll see this is my Ecamm Live software. It's currently running this output. It's currently running this particular show, and for whatever reason I'm also struggling with one of my cameras, or a couple of my cameras, which you can see they're showing the sources but they're not actually visible for whatever reason. Over in this page you'll see I have, of course, Facebook open. I have my C920, which as you can see is lit up. It should be available, but for some reason it's not being seen. I don't know why. And then finally the camera that I've been using via USB is my Canon EOS 600D in that regards. Now what I will do is I'll hopefully come back to my main camera, which again has frozen up. Of course you couldn't beat that, could you? You're live on air, you're trying to produce a show, your camera glitches, it locks out, and hopefully now what's going to happen is the camera will come back in as a source, which is done. So what I also want to do is I want to take you through a few of the services that I'm currently using. One of the services that I'm currently using, if I can get to, let me see, I've got this particular screen here. I'm now sharing my screen, and in my screen you'll see that I'm using a royalty-free music call from service from Epidemic Sound. That's the beats you can hear going on in the background. I'm just going to push the audio so that you can hear that a bit better. This is royalty-free music. I pay a monthly fee for this service, and to be honest, I think it's absolutely awesome music. It's great selection of music. What I've actually done in my account is I've came across and I have created, if I can find it, where is it? I come across to my music, sorry, and you'll see I've set up a live streaming playlist. That's what I'm logged into on my secondary iPhone. That secondary iPhone is then pushing into my audio mixing desk, which is then of course releasing that audio out to yourself. Then also what I've got is my YouTube channel. On YouTube itself, I'll also have my videos. This content will also be getting pushed out to this particular channel, and you'll actually see I've got it here, week 1, building a live community and obviously getting that content out there as well. How I'm doing that is I'm using a service called Restream.io, and this is actually my free account that I'm currently using, or a free account. You can upgrade, and I more than likely will, but for now I'm testing out this service. So what I wanted to do, or what I geared up to show you in this particular episode, was how I had basically created my show intro. If you're not too sure what my show intro was, then just give me 2 seconds and I will show you. I will show you my show intro. That's not it. If I then come back and Keynote file. Have I anything to learn from this live stream broadcast? Absolutely. Why? Because obviously things aren't going right for me, but they are what they are. I've got to work with it and just basically get it done whilst I'm live. Now, you'll see I have been playing about with Keynote, and you'll see I have different variants and different formats in what I've got. What I am going to do is I'm going to replay my show intro for you very briefly so that you can see that. So that's my show intro getting pushed out to you. I've basically done a bit of animation and I've basically produced this in Keynote. The timer itself is produced by the software which is known as Ecamm Live. However, all of the rest of the information, as you can see, is purely just layers that I have created within Keynote. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to the Keynote and I'm going to show you a breakdown of how I've done that. Please ignore the other slides. As I said, they're me testing out. Essentially all it is a sequence of shapes, sequence of different text elements, image elements, all of that. And within Keynote then what I've actually done is I've added animations. That's purely it. I've went to the animation, and if I bring up the build order, you'll see here that I have various groups and I have various animations. If I hit preview within Keynote, you'll see with me playing about with it, the animations and the timings are all something that I've set up. All I then done was exported this as a small movie file or .mov file. Whenever I exported that, then I was fit to bring that into my Ecamm software. Within the Ecamm software, then I was able to use that to go live, use that as my sort of show introduction or my show opener. And also what I've done within this particular version of Keynote, or this particular sort of setup, I've also done a show outro. So it's basically the same thing, only it's basically you've been watching, like, follow, subscribe, and how you can find me on the social media channels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to the main camera, which now again has decided to stop working. So you can't beat it, can you? But hey, it's one of those things. I've got various sources and I've got this source which I'm going to use. I'm on a lock scene, so I'll go on this one, then I'm not on a lock scene. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up there. I'm going to have to look into why I keep getting this freezing, why the camera keeps dropping off. Why it keeps doing that on me, I don't know. But I'm going to go to the community of the software and see why my camera, for whatever reason, keeps dropping out. What I am going to do is I am going to play the outro of the show. Again, if you notice in Keynote, it's what I built in Keynote. That has basically sent me sideways in regards of content and what I was going to produce. But it is one of those things, it's happened. Week one, it's never going to be perfect, but hey, I'm not that worried about it, because at the end of the day, there's only one direction I can go, and that's up or get better in that regard. I hope basically by this show, by what happened, it's something that you'd be interested in. It's something that ultimately you would like to be able to do yourself, or you would aspire to, or even something that's a journey you're already on. And if that's the case, then I want to hear from you. What I want to do is connect with you, get you to come across to my various channels, join in on the conversation, join in the community, and let's chat over there. So I'm going to go to the outro, going to push the music up, and I'm going to fade out. So I'll speak to you all next week, and hopefully next week, whenever I do come back with the live, I will have sorted my camera issues as well.